Coming up, more missions, better graphics, impossible difficulty, less rage. Oh man. No deaths. See? I told you it was possible. Starcraft Mass Recall Episode 1. Hello everyone. I've stumbled upon this gem called Starcraft Mass Recall. It's basically what Starcraft 1 is, but it has bonus missions, cinematics and difficulty settings added to improve the Starcraft's lore. This time, to improve the viewer's experience, I'm going to do the nearly impossible deathless run on the highest difficulty the game offers, which is something like Brutal Plus in Starcraft 2 terms. It took me more than 20 hours in game and 300 restarts, but in the end, well, you'll see. Thank you for watching and enjoy. The first mission is very simple. The objective is to find Raynor, build a barracks and train 10 marines. So we take control of our modest Terran army and try to find Raynor. Turns out he's a pretty cool guy and rides a vulture bike. So we move on to the base and then we get the barracks, train the marines and the job is done. The second mission is Blackwater Station, and here is where all my troubles start. The objective is to eradicate the infestation, meaning to destroy the command center at the end of the map. So the mission starts and I go to unlock my second base, standard procedure, and then I start my attack. Long story short, I clear the path and I get ready for my copyrighted base landing road blockages. Little did I know that they're infested Terrans that early in the game. Yeah, this happened a couple of times. So I blocked the other way, thinking that all my problems are solved. But there was an Ultralisk. I killed the Ultralisk after a very long time, and now I can proceed forward. No. Unfortunately, I had one of those again, but in the end, we're done. Desperate Alliance is a very basic defense mission. All I have to do is survive a couple of attacks and I'm good to go. The trick with this mission is that you get waves of Zerg every 2 minutes or so, and if you play on the endgame difficulty, you will never be prepared for them. If by any chance you manage to survive the first 10 minutes of brutal attacks, you get the deluxe attacks. Those small packs of 100 Mutalisks made me restart 6 more times. On the 7th try, I just made a lot of bunkers and it turned out fine. But then... Okay, we're being overrun. Still?
1 minute until dropship arrival.
What? This part of the mission is impossible. I mean, look at the size of that army. They even attack both fronts. They even have guardians. At this point I've restarted this mission over 20 more times, and it's impossible to win with only marines, bunkers and buildings to make a choke point. But then an idea popped in my head. What if I use vulture mines? They could definitely kill the Zerglings while I focus on the Ultralisks. It could actually work? So I restarted the mission one last time to start producing vultures earlier in the game. The only problem is that I have to save my mines for the last attack. Eventually we get to the point where I try to survive and we win. Oh come on! Turns out that while the cinematic runs, the game still goes on. This implies that I have to save my army without having any control over it. Apparently this particular cinematic is unskippable as well. So I figured out where I lost one unit and it was in this bunker here. Let's just hope we get them this time. Yes! The next mission is the Jacobs installation. This is our first labyrinth mission. The objective is rather simple actually. We have to go to a given point on the map. So the mission starts and... Come on, oh no. Never mind that, we're on our way again. There were some mistakes, but overall the mission is the easiest I've played so far. But this last part gave me a bit of a hard time. These ghosts do way too much damage to light units, so I have to somehow tank the damage with Raynor and support him with a couple of marines at the same time. Fortunately, it somehow worked. Mission 5 is Revolution. The objective is to leave nothing alive. So the mission starts, we find Kerrigan, we go to unlock our base and she absolutely obliterates a marine and some random guy in the base. Nevertheless, we got our base and the attacks start to come. I don't know why, but I am never prepared for these massive attacks that early in the game. What is this? But anyway, it's our turn to attack. The thing with attacking is that it's all fun and games until someone dies. In order to prevent units from dying and therefore have fun, I decided to bring some SCVs and build some bunkers to help me push the base. After half a dozen restarts, I stumbled across a battlecruiser for some reason, but besides that, with the help of my ground army, things weren't so bad. Norad II is one of the hardest missions on the Terran Campaign. The objective is easy enough, but the Zerg attacks are overwhelming every time. The problem with the endgame difficulty is that I need to have a perfect defense every time I go for an attack, but I never have the time to recover from all these vicious strikes. So the mission starts and I go to claim my base as usual. This time I don't rush for a refinery simply because I need to defend my base first. Eventually, I make up to 3 bunkers at the top and start my Goliath production. After the 13-minute mark, things started to change. Attacks got bigger, stronger, reckless, invincible, powerful. I can go on, but I will just put the restart counter and move on. For those wondering how I happened to do it, it happened with empty bunkers. So anyway, it's time to proceed to the objective. But something strange happened. And when I say strange, it's Starcraft 1 mechanics. The Scourges explode out of range and they still do full damage. We obviously had to deal with that, but we got to the point and the mission is done. Unfortunately, Starcraft Mass Recall is a mod and there are some bugs. The game states that Raynor dies at the end of the mission. If you don't believe me, I can prove to you that I don't lose any unit here. Here's how. Mission 7 is the trump card. Here we have to deliver the psi emitter to a given point. This is one of the missions that you accidentally find a way to beat it. But let's start at the beginning first, the defenses of my second base. Defending the base is really hard because the enemy Terran has a lot of tanks. As you can see, it's not only lots of tanks, it's lots of everything. So naturally, after a couple of retries, I tried this strategy and for some reason it worked. The next mission on the line is called Biting the Bullet. This is a secret mission, a prologue if you may, to the mission The Big Push. The objective is to destroy the Zerg hive in the center of the map. As you can see, I have Edmund Duke in a tank and Jim Raynor in a vulture. I also unlock raids here, so the plan is as follows. Make a giant stronghold of turrets and tanks and eliminate the hive with a group of raids. Let's see how it all turns out. So the first attack comes in from 2 different sides. After seeing that happen twice, I took the necessary precautions and made a huge wall of turrets. But the attacks became harder and harder to stop. So yeah, this is not going to work. In order to make valuable defenses quickly, I thought that I needed more resources. So I marched my tanks out of my base. And I will never forget the sheer destruction of military machines and human lives that happened that day. Alright, plan B. We will take no expand this game. Not because we don't want to, but because we can't. Plan B also involves 9 siege tanks, blocking the way with the barracks and finishing the mission with raids. Now this last part of finishing the mission took a couple of retries. The reason for that is that I'm always attacked in the wrong moment with a huge amount of ground and air army. Eventually, we finish off the hive, get back to the base and repel the last overrun by the Zerg. When that is done, we get a brand new Protoss army with full upgrades that we'll use from now on, and a new objective that we complete rather quickly in comparison to the last one. After all this time, all is finished and we move on to the next mission. Mission 8, The Big Push. This is a typical Terran vs Terran mission. We try to survive for half an hour, and when we reach our full potential, we start attacking. Defending this base is really easy if we exclude the first attack. The first attack is split in 3, and every single unit counters Norad II. With the help of strict timing of building bunkers and turrets, we manage to fend it off. So anyway, we start attacking now. After several restarts because of unattended mistakes, we have the base for ourselves. And now we move on to the Orange Terran. There were some tiny mistakes, but overall I think we did good. The next one is Operation Silent Scream. This is also a secret mission with the objective to destroy all production facilities. What makes this mission so special is that I don't have a base. All I have is an army of literally everything, which makes it a little useless. So in order to get reinforcements, I need to destroy all 3 command centers as well. So yeah, we start with the Grey Terran first. To be honest, this Terran is the easiest to beat, because its factories are wide open. We get to the command center as well, and we start moving to the Purple Terran, which is at the top right corner. Unfortunately, I get attacked as well by random spawns, so that's a restart. The problem with the Purple Terran is that he has a lot of tanks, and the problem with the endgame difficulty is that the AI always focuses the right targets. Yes, this also happened. Few restarts later, we finally get through the starports and factories, and now we finish off the command center as well. Moving on to the Orange Terran, the mission is the easiest from now on because I have 6 tanks. We push through the factories, we push through the command center, and after we get 2 more tanks, we push through the starports as well. And we're done. Mission 9, New Gettysburg. Here we defend from 2 races and attack only 1. This is the first mission we can actually play with battle cruisers, so we're going to make a lot of these. But until we get there, we must think defenses. Defending on this map is not an easy task. As always, I am constantly being attacked every 30 seconds from the beginning of the game. With the Dragoons outranging bunkers, I need tanks, and I need lots of them. For some reason, I also get attacked by scouts here. Thought you might want to see. But yes, we reach our ideal number of tanks and bunkers. We made our turtle shell of buildings, and now we start battlecruiser production. Now that we have battlecruisers, we attack. During the attack I thought to myself, what if the cinematic is unskippable again? So in order to prevent units from dying while the cinematic runs, I completely changed base locations. Now we finish off the Protoss, and the job is done. The last mission is the Hammer Falls. This is by far the easiest mission I've ever played in my life. The objective is to destroy the ion cannon with BCs. Let's set our defenses first. I decided that 6 is the ideal number for tanks. So we reach that number, we put 2 bunkers on each side, and all we have to do now is wait. While waiting, I get an enormous amount of excess minerals, so I try to turn them into floating buildings as much as I can, because when there's an attack, it gets delayed by as much as time as I want. This is peak performance. After reaching 10 battlecruisers and 6 science vessels, I flew on the edge of the map, went straight for the ion cannon, and I lost a battlecruiser. After realizing that this is not going to work, I went for the slow way and became victorious. Thank you everyone for watching the whole video. The Zerg campaign is currently being under production and I am also playing it live on twitch.tv/oblivion_sc. I hope that video was entertaining for you, because I'm going to make many more. Thank you for watching, see you next time.